people. Our departure point is, of course, the International Labour Organization Center, and please have a look on our left. This new skyscraper is the seat of our regional government. Our region, Piemonte, is one of the largest regions in Italy, namely we have 20 regions in Italy. The palace on our left is the so-called Sail Palace, Palazzo Vela, and it was used as the seat for figure skating during the Olympic Winter Games in 2006. As you probably know, Torino was the seat of the Olympic Winter Games in 2006, so many years ago. But this was a very important event for us. For the first time, the town of Torino was presented at the international attention. And so, starting from 2006, many events occurred in the town, so we organized lots of events also linked to sport, like for example the ATP finals for tennis and many others. Torino is a green town, even if the idea of Torino like an industrial town is very much present. You can see that we also have very nice green areas, and we also have the river, the Po River, the longest river that we have in Italy, that can be seen on our right. Now, fortunately, the level of the water is good because we had rain this year, but in the last 2 years there was a severe drought, and so the level of the water was not very good.
تقول لك الليفل مش كثير عالي هاي السنة للمي عشان فيش مطر كاين بس حلو.
On the other side of the river, we have the elegant area of Turino, the hills, where you see there are very nice houses that are surrounded by little parks or gardens. So it's a wonderful possibility to have a house there. I have always dreamed of having a house on the hills, but this is impossible for me because those are very expensive, and so only football players, soccer players, they can afford to have a house on the hills. On our left we have the National Car Museum. You can read on the facade, Museo Nazionale dell'Automobile, the National Car Museum. It's a very interesting museum, also for those that are not especially fond of engines and cars, but still it's a very interesting museum because it tells the story of car and also that society. So I strongly advise you to pay a visit to this museum in your free time. I'm sure that you'll like it. And the buildings on our left are hospitals. This is our hospital district, where we have the hospital for children, founded by the first Queen of Italy, Queen Margherita, Regina Margherita. And we also have the complex called Molinette. We are in the south part of Torino, and we are now facing, of course, the north, in the direction of the city center. So this is the rush hour. Many people that left the office, they go back home, and so maybe it's a little bit full of cars. Yeah. But in Torino, the streets are very wide. Very often these streets are flanked by trees, and so it's very easy to move in the town, and also very easy to move in the city center. So as you can see on our right, the bridges that connect this part of the town with the hills on the other side. And not far from here, there is a wonderful park called the Parco del Valentino, which is the elegant green area that we have on the banks of the river. Maybe in 2 years we will also have the possibility to take a boat, a touristic boat that make little cruises on the river. So Turino is well renowned for industry, of course. We are the house of Fiat. Fiat was founded in 1899 here in Turino, but we are also very famous in Italy because Turino was the first capital of United Italy in 1861. So the capital of Italy, of the United Italy, before Rome was Turino. And the history of the town is also linked to cinema. The invention of the Lumiere brothers before arriving to Cinecittà in Rome was here in Turino. And in Turino, the first colossal, without voice, the first silent film was made, of course, here in Turino. So the long tradition of cinema. And this is the reason why we also have in Torino the National Cinema Museum. This museum also is worth a visit, and it is housed inside a building that we're going to see in a few moments. It is called Mole Antonelliana. Mole simply means a huge building. Antonelliana is the name of the architect. The building altogether is 165 meters tall, and no other building can be taller than Mole Antonelliana in Torino. This building was the highest brick building in Europe, and it was built more or less in the same period of Tour Eiffel. I'm talking about the second half of the 19th century. Again, here on the right, you can see there are people that are running, that are riding their bike. So it's a nice opportunity also for people that maybe don't have houses outside of the town. They can come here to enjoy sport, to enjoy fresh air, to spend some hours in the nature. So now, if you want to take a nice picture of Turino, I advise you to get prepared, because we are crossing Ponte Isabella, the bridge dedicated to the Princess Isabella. And here on the left, we're going to see Mole Antonelliana, this big and tall tower, which is one of the symbols of the town. Inside of this house, we have the National Cinema Museum. You can also take a lift to go to the panoramic terrace. The lift arrives more or less in the middle of the building, so you are about 86 meters above level. And from there you can enjoy a beautiful view of the town. We are now entering more or less inside the area of the Valentino Park. We call it Valentino because it is the park of the lovers, people that are in love. They sometimes can come here also to propose, to ask for marriage. And of course, you know that Saint Valentine is the protector of lovers. And so here we are on the right, we have of course the hospital, but please have a look on your left. On the left you can see the profile of Mole Antonigliana, which is quite interesting because it's a very strange building. The upper part is a spire. You can imagine that the story is very complicated. It was planned to be a synagogue, but it was never used as a synagogue. For many years, this building stayed empty. Then it became the house of the National Museum of Risorgimento, the Museum of the National Unity. And also the collection of these museums left, and so for many other years it stayed again empty. Then a lift was installed to get to the panoramic terrace, and finally in the year 2000 it became the house of the National Cinema Museum. We are now turning left as soon as it is possible, turns green, we can turn left, and again we are going to see a very special village